Storm Tracker 6. This is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Compared to yesterday at this time, our temperatures are just a few degrees warmer in most spots, sitting mostly in those upper 50s to low 60s. That's enough to give us fog chances again today, but more importantly, we now have wildfire smoke at the surface combining with our fog, so visibility has dropped from time to time. We'll see where the worst visibility is coming up in a few minutes as 6 News This Morning continues.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News This Morning.
A toddler recovering this morning from a gunshot wound after a gun went off inside a Lansing home. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, July 15th. I'm Megan Vaselli.
Good morning. I'm Kirk Montgomery. Thank you so much for joining us. 6 News is here for you now with this morning's top stories.
The Lansing Police Department says the shooting happened yesterday afternoon at a home on Vincent Court, which is off of MLK Boulevard.
Now, when they arrived, they discovered a 5-year-old boy with a gunshot wound.
Investigators tell us they believe the gun went off unintentionally, but we're still working to find out who exactly pulled the trigger. Officers say the gun went off inside the home, hitting the 5-year-old, who is expected to survive. As of this morning, police haven't arrested anyone yet. Stay with 6 News as we continue to follow this story and bring you updates on air, online, and through our 6 News app.
An investigation continues this morning in Eaton County after a man was killed in an accident involving a Bobcat tractor bulldozer. It happened Sunday on the 1600 block of North Perky Road in Charlotte. Michigan State Police say a 44-year-old man was operating the Bobcat when it tipped forward directly into a tree trunk. That trunk then went through the tractor's windshield, hitting the man. First responders pulled him from the equipment, but he died at the scene as a result of his injuries.
More than 20 Democratic-led states, including Michigan, now suing the Trump administration over billions of dollars in frozen funding for after-school and summer programs. The lawsuit claims the Trump administration's freeze on education grants is putting more than 1 million students at risk. Congress sets aside the money for programs that provide academic support, enrichment, and childcare at places like the YMCA, public schools, and Boys and Girls Clubs. But the White House wants to make sure these programs align with the president's priorities, something Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel says is, quote, unconstitutional, unlawful, and arbitrary.
The U.S. Supreme Court is now allowing President Trump to move forward with his plan to dismantle the U.S. Department of Education. That'll initially involve laying off nearly 1,400 employees. Only the 3 liberal justices were in dissent, and so the High Court paused an order from a U.S. district judge in Boston who issued a preliminary injunction to reverse the layoffs and calling into question the broader plan. The High Court action enables the Trump administration to now resume work on winding down the Education Department, which is one of the president's biggest campaign promises.
Staying in Washington, President Trump issues an ultimatum to Russia, either reach a peace deal with Ukraine or face steep new tariffs.
As Bradley Blackburn reports, this comes as the Trump administration has also announced new tariffs that could raise the price of tomatoes at the grocery store.
Today, President Trump heads to Pittsburgh to focus on domestic energy and tech development, while his administration ratchets up his tariff policy. Monday, the Commerce Department announced a 17% tariff on most imported tomatoes from Mexico after backing out of a 2019 anti-dumping duty agreement. Mexico's government called it unfair. The U.S. currently gets 70% of its tomatoes from Mexico, according to the Florida Tomato Exchange.
I think the biggest effect, which is probably 95% of it, would be your grocery stores.
California grower Bill Loratelli says the move could lead to price jumps in the produce aisle, but he also hopes it boosts production at home.
We should be trying to promote people like us because not very many left around.
President Trump is also threatening to slap a 100% tariff on countries that buy Russian oil and gas if the Kremlin does not reach a peace deal with Ukraine within 50 days.
We are very unhappy, I am, with Russia.
While hosting NATO's Secretary General Monday, the president touted a plan to sell weapons, including Patriot missiles, to NATO for Ukraine.
We're going to supply weapons to NATO. They're going to deliver the weapons, and they're going to pay for 100% of the weapons.
Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky met with U.S. Special Envoy Keith Kellogg Monday and later had a call with President Trump. On social media, Zelensky expressed gratitude to the president and said his country is ready to work to achieve peace. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather on the Sixes, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Here's a look outside the Capitol camera. The sunrise actually reflecting off of some of the buildings, looking like another peachy one this morning. And that's tied directly to the wildfire smoke that has descended into the lower levels of the atmosphere. We can see it on our chart here. Most of the mitten now covered up with at least a moderate level of wildfire smoke. That's giving us air quality that's not the best. It's down to unhealthy for sensitive groups here at Lansing Sensor. It's just plain old unhealthy for everyone in Chicago and over towards Michigan City and Chesterton. Now, this smoke is something we have to deal with for the start of the day today, but as we go forward in time, it should begin to dissipate, especially as we shift in a nice new air mass. The problem is, though, with that, we're going to increase our chances for rain. Already there's some rain up towards the U.S.-Canada border, and that's producing a few clouds that have tried to hold themselves together over Wisconsin. For today, though, we should just be seeing some sunshine and some green paws. Conditional green paws, that is, because for Norman Earl, any species that have the shorter snouts, they already have some breathing issues. So the smoke definitely going to be affecting them just as much as it would affect someone with asthma or COPD or any other breathing conditions. So just listen to your body and your pet's bodies too. If they get a little stressed, go inside.
Perfect.
It's just icky.
It is.
Is that a weather term? I don't know.
It's a professional, yes. Icky, blobular. There's so many different ones that we learn in college, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. Icky. It's icky.
Icky.